Hello and welcome everyone back. I am bringing you another One Piece card game match. Today on the left I'm playing Zoro and on the right is Scrapduck playing Nami. This matchup is kind of inspired by the Euro Nationals that happened where there was a Nami that made top 8 and there was 2 Zoros that made top 16, and we just wanted to play some of these decks just for fun. We like these decks. They're actually like some of our favorites. He does win die roll. He decides to go first because he wants to take like the Zoro kind of off curve, which is fine with me. I just want to go as wide as possible anyway against the Nami, so as long as I get my done, it's cool with me. I'm looking at the hand. I decide I'm gonna keep this hand even though there's 3 events. I figured one is a round table discard anyway, and then I could probably keep a weenie up later on. Then you know, I'm hoping that I get a hoping I can get a 1-drop off this Nami since I'm going second. That would just make the hand like perfect, you know? Alright, I go ahead and I get my 2 done, and let's see if I get lucky. I go Nami, and let's see. I do get the Sanji off the very first rip, and I'm like, perfect. I go ahead and play that Sanji, and I pass the turn over to him. And here we go. So he goes up to his 3 Don. I'm just hoping he doesn't have the peel off here because why get to go deeper? Him playing the buggy though does let me know he does not have the first peel off. And he goes ahead and gets the Daz Bones. So now he can recycle some of his events off the discard from the Kaya. He passes his turn, so he's got to have at least 2 1-cost events. There's no way he wouldn't play the Daz Bones if he didn't. So I have to decide here. I do draw a Curly for turn. I have to decide how I want to do this. I just go Curly. See if I can find another 1-drop just for counter, or maybe a stat boosting 1-drop like a Magra or Makino. But I'd only find the Sanji, so I go ahead and take it. And since he has 2 Dawn up, I'm assuming he has 2 1-cost events. So I want to go ahead and force him to drop both of them if I can. So I go 5 into lead, see if he'll drop an event. And let's see, he's thinking here. He goes ahead and gives me an Usopp Rubber Band, and he gets to mill 1 off the top. Mills a buggy, and I go 6 in, hoping to get the other event out of his hand. He goes Gavel, gives me 2 cards from hand, and gets 2 cards off the top, and he does mill a peel off, which I am very happy to see. I don't want him to get his free draw 2s, especially in the deck that needs like no Don to operate. He taps 1 to go Kaya. Let's see what he gets off the Kaya here. He gets a peel off, which is very nice for him. And he drops a Mellow and a Impel Down All-Stars. Then goes peel off to draw 2, and just like that he went 4 deep, and I am very sad to see this. He does go 5 into my Sanji, and I go 6k with the Bad Manners Kick Course, dropping the Jambe. I don't think his blockers will be able to stop my onslaught of Zoros that I'm accumulating in my hand now that I have, I think, 2 of them in there? Maybe 3, I think I drew 1 for turn. And yep, I have 3 Zoros, so one of these turns is going to be really bad for him. So I was thinking like maybe I could go 2 5k swings with Zoro, or 3 5k swings total, but I decided I'm just going to go 2 5k swings, a 6k swing, and a 6k swing. I decided to go wider here instead of establishing the Zoros early, because he only has 1 Don up. I want to see how much stuff I can get out of his hand. So he does counter out of like all the hits, and he stacks his deck with the Spada, and I go ahead and I throw 1 Zoro down and go 6 into life. And he does give me 2k counter, and now I'm feeling amazing. Because he only has 2 cards in hand, and I got all these swings. He goes peel off, and he draws 2. He knew everything he was getting because he did stack it with Spada. He goes 5 into Sanji. I go ahead and let it go. Not because I want to, but because I literally have to. I have no counter in hand, and I didn't leave a Dawn up because I needed to go as wide as possible. So he Daz Bones, and he gets the Rubber Band out of trash. He did it backwards, but it's fine. And then he taps 2 for Boodle. So now I know he has a peel off, or not a peel off, a Usopp Rubber Band in hand and 1 Dawn up. So I know this is his only counter event, and I go ahead and count my Dawn now. I'm like, okay, I can do 2 Zoros, and I can still swing the Dawn like this. So I start with a 5k swing in with the Dawn. He goes ahead and gives me the Rubber Band so he can mill, and I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of damage now, so I go 6 in. He blocks a Boodle, and then he mills with the Boodle, and then I go 6 in. He has to take this one. He gets a buggy. I go ahead and drop a Zoro, go 6 in. He has to take this one as well. He gets a Usopp Rubber Band, draws and mills, and then I go ahead and go 6 one more time, and he's just like, oh, what a time to lose all my counter. Did not feel good getting hit by all those Zoros. You know, but this is like the benefit to Zoro. With like minimal Dawn, I can just make 5 swings in one turn out of nowhere. He was not expecting it. But yeah, so he taps 1 for Daz Bones, and then he goes another tap 1 for another Buggy. He's just trying to get as deep as he can and pull out all the events that he can. So he goes another Daz Bones, and then he goes ahead and plays. Oh, wait, let's see. So he's got a bunch of Dawn up, and he's got a bunch of events. Let's see if he can do this. So he goes another one. He's going to get rid of his other Daz Bones to go ahead and pull the Usopp Rubber Band. And then he goes 5 into Curly, I believe. And I'm fine with this. He accidentally put his rubber band back in the trash that he meant to search, and it was okay. We figured it out. I was like, oh wait, what happened? But it was easy, just a muscle memory kind of thing. But I see he's got 4 cards in hand. I have 4 to 5 swings, and I'm like, maybe I can just start getting cards out. He doesn't have enough life to survive, and he doesn't have any blockers. So I'm starting to count out my Dawn, and I'm realizing I can go 6, 9, 9, 9. And I don't think there's any way he can possibly survive that. So I go ahead and I just start with this 6k, hoping to get something out of his hand. And he does, let's see, he taps 1, and he goes Gavel to just mill 2. 1, 2, and there's his Altar Zeph he's been wanting to show off. Then I go 9, knowing that he has to use all of his cards in hand to actually survive this. He's hoping to get just a 1k counter, but he ends up getting the All-Stars, which is very unfortunate, and he goes ahead and over counters with the Death Wink to draw another one. I see this, he's got no Dawn left, so I'm like, the 2 cards in hand and all my swings, I can just go 7 here. It will take both cards if they are counter. He gets a Usopp off the life, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go 11, 12, I think, into life, and he has to scoop it up. He doesn't have any counter. The Zoros really just carried the match. Me seeing all 3 of them in the beginning really just put a nail in the coffin for him. But it was a fun, good game. Definitely think Zoro has a spot in the meta. You guys have a great day, and peace. ban.